All right, Matthew, what's up?
What's up, Josh?
Nothing much. We're just here talking in one more episode for Mr. Chatala's podcast. And what are we going to be talking about today, Matthew? If you could be so kind to tell me exactly the topic we're going to be talking about.
We're going to be talking about the Airbnb housing market crisis in Hawaii.
That's so interesting. You know, that reminds me of a very specific song by Bad Bunny in his latest album, Debí Tirar Más Fotos. It's pretty interesting. So, Bad Bunny comes from Puerto Rico. So, he's pretty much singing about the stuff that happened to Hawaii, which is what we're going to talk about today, and how he wishes that that does not happen to Puerto Rico, but it is happening right now. Mm. And even in like later like commercials for his album or like short movies that he had, you can see those problems with the Airbnb and gentrification, and some people might even call it colonization, right? So pretty much that's what we're going to be talking about. Can you get us started? What's the biggest problem with the Airbnb listings in Hawaii? How many are there? How is it affecting people? Is there any laws that are prohibiting them? What's going on? Please fill me in.
Well, I think that the number one issue with the Airbnbs in Hawaii today is that they're taking away houses that were usually set for long-term use into short-term properties like the ones we talked about today. They're not like permanent residencies. They're just rentals that they're using today.
Oh, that's interesting. Is there like a specific number you could give me, or like an estimate on like maybe let's not do the whole thing. Let's take a specific one like Honolulu, which is one of the more popular ones. You know, like an estimate on how many listings there are for Airbnb.
Yes, when I looked it up, it was roughly 7,900. Let's call it 8,000.
Wow, 8,000 properties listed. So that would be 8,000 families that would live there.
Yep,
that's insane.
Yeah, they used to be all homes that were owned by families before, and they were all just displaced. They were outbought.
That's sad, man. Especially because now, like as Gen Zers that we are, one of the biggest worries of our generation is housing. Like, we're never gonna be able to afford a house.
It's crazy.
If we're being honest.
It's crazy.
Like, our parents were, but we're not. Like, no matter how much we work, we're never gonna afford a house. Is there like any laws that are prohibiting those Airbnbs in like Honolulu or like?
I know that there are laws prohibiting them, but I think only 2,100 of them are legal.
Wow.
So
only 21.
What is that? What percent is that? 20, 40, 60, 80, like 20%? No.
That's around
like
25%.
Yeah, 25.
So only 25 of those 8,000 units are actually permitted.
25% of those 8,000.
Wow, I'm sorry. You know, not really been a math person. Anyway, wow, 25%. Is there like any sort of fines or like laws that are making these owners like pay for their crimes? Which, I mean, some people might call me crazy, but I believe that it should be criminalized because that's 8,000 houses that belong to families or would have belonged to families, and only 25% of them are legal, meaning that 6,000 of those houses are illegally posted or Airbnb, but they're still making Airbnb and the owners filthy rich.
Yeah, they actually do get fined for those houses, but they do. And I think only roughly 2% of the 90 million that was fined came in. So what is that? Less than 2 million from those $90 million in fines came in.
Wow. So they sent to those owners about $90 million in fines. Only 2% of that got paid. Can you run that math really quick on your phone, please? I'm really curious about the number.
What number did you want?
2% of 90 million.
2% of 90 million.
Yes. I mean, look, something I'm reading right now is that in 2019, they passed a law, but yeah, it's exactly what you're saying. They passed a law in 2019 that allows them to fine the owners up to $10,000.
Yeah, it's 1.8 million that was paid, by the way.
Only 1.8.
Only 1.8 million.
That's insane.
And not even all the houses got issued like a violation notice yet. Only 2,200 were issued. And
that's insane. Can you actually do the math again? I'm sorry, I'm making you do these numbers. 90 million divided by 2,200.
90.
Yeah, it's 90 and then 6 zeros. So it's.
I just can't count zeros. 3, 6. Okay, 90 million divided by what?
By 2,200.
Yeah, they were issued almost $41,000
per house. Wow.
Per house.
And clearly, almost nobody paid. Only 2% of those owners paid. So what does the city think of this?
Well, they actually have put 2 full-time investigators to enforce like the short-term rental market, but they just can't keep up with all the illegal rentals. They can't even get through to all of them.
Wow. So it's more of like an issue of ratio of the people taking care of these laws and the people that are breaking them.
Yeah, it's only two investigators for what 6,000 illegal properties.
That's insane. So the city expects two investigators to go and actually find 6,000 houses. That's insane. Well, I've something that I found out that I thought it was pretty interesting. There's like a website that the city has, and it says the rationale that's planning on permitting director Don Takeuchi Apuna said that the city prefers to partner with platforms rather than enforce against them, arguing that scofflaws could simply relist on other platforms if one removes their listing. Pretty much saying, let's not find these people. Let's not put laws or anything in their way of making money and destroying our communities. What do you think about that? That the director Don Takeuchi Apuna said that.
I honestly think that money was. I think he was paid off. Honestly, I think he might be a corrupt for that because
Yes,
he's probably a native to Hawaii, right?
yes. His last name is Takeuchi Apuna. That's native from Hawaii.
Yeah, I doubt a native from Hawaii would want rich white men coming into their little island and displacing a bunch of these families, making them homeless or making them like impoverished.
Yes, impoverished communities.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. You know, I saw that there's like a council member. His name is Tyler Dos Santos, which he is original from there, but he has heritage from a Hispanic country. I don't remember what it is. Tyler Dos Santos Tam. He said that he wants stronger action, and this is quote unquote. Frankly, I think that a scenario where the platforms are on the hook would certainly lead to a lot more compliance. He said that he learned last year that the city doesn't really have any monthly reports and plans to push them. So it's just the two investigators pretty much making it up as they go. And one of the directors, he's literally saying, yeah, let's just let these companies come in and take our houses. So this problem is not just about the gentrification and the rich white people buying those houses, but it's also about the government, the city governments in Hawaii saying, you know what, we're sort of going to let them. Yeah, we're going to say that we're doing something about this issue, but we're truly not because they're probably bought
paid off.
Yes. How much do you think the size of the pie was for him?
Probably, if they're native, they probably weren't really cooperative at first. They probably had to be paid probably a decent sum of money. I'd say 20%. You think 20% maybe?
I would say more like 15.
Yeah,
I don't think. I think the companies are too greedy to actually give 10%.
Yeah.
There's so something I also read, something that you told me right before recording is that the city sort of restricts short-term rentals outside of a specific zone with like a 30-day rental period. So the law technically on Honolulu is that there's a specific area for short-term rentals, and that short-term is about a month long. But of course they're breaking it. How do you think? What do you think is the problem there with the officials and the owners of the house?
Never guess what I'm gonna say. I think they're getting paid off.
I think they're getting paid off. Yeah, I mean, but this is not just with Honolulu. It's spreading throughout the whole islands of Hawaii. Maui's bill, 9 Faces, they phased out roughly 6,000 vacation rentals in apartment zone districts, with West Maui required to stop operating by January 1st, 2029. And then on Hawaii, like the big island, the main one, there's like a new registration requirement to take effect on July 1st, 2026. And rentals under 180 days will require to county registration or face fines up to $10,000. So do you think those $10,000 are enough? And what do you think their solution should be?
Well, I think first of all they should start with hiring more investigators, because 2 full-time investigators, I mean, they're full-time, but that's just not going to cover 6,000 rental properties in the amount of time they need. And I think the director of those people who control the investigators should be fired, and they should get a new one.
Do you think he should be fired? I mean, don't we live in a country that's innocent until proven guilty?
I mean, I guess, but it's kind of obvious that he's getting paid off.
All right, so continue. What do you think the solution is?
Well, yeah, I think they should hire more investigators, get a new director, raise the fines for sure. Raise the fines above 10,000.
How much do you think it should be?
Depends on how much they're making. I think it should be correlated to the amount the rental property is making.
Well, I like that. So it should be by percentage based?
Yeah, that's what I think.
What do you think the percentage should be?
Like something high, like 40%.
40%.
Yeah.
You know what? Even though it's really high, I completely agree with it because they're doing too much harm to these communities.
For sure.
Anyways, the time is kind of getting up there, so we're going to have to quit here. But thank you very much for watching this. And until next time.